Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I am Jason, your host. Guilt and depression. When you're suffering with long-term depression like bipolar, which is not something that you can just shrug off, you are so self-critical. It isn't just about having a low mood or thingy. You are in a constant fight with your own brain, making you feel guilty for perceived things. I'm alive, Paola's dead. I've got a nice house to live in, millions haven't. I'm able to afford to buy food, people can't. I've got all this nice technology, a lot of people can't. I was able to spend money on all this stuff. When things go well for someone with depression, then that actually amplifies the depression. Look at in the past, look at all the famous people who they've been at the top of their game, who've done amazing artists, amazing creativity, lauded by everyone, and they end their life because they can't handle it. Because it's a cycle. It's a cycle of attack on yourself. Imagine how it must feel to be at the top of your game, everything's going right, or your family's wonderful and everything's going perfectly, and you can't be happy, and you are feeling depressed. And so that creates a feeling of guilt. How dare I be feeling like this when I've got all of that? How can this work? So let's drill down to my forms of guilt that hit me all the time. The first is I'm alive and Paola's dead. That is a major league thing that I have to deal with all the time. I know the rationale, but rationale doesn't come out of it. I know that I didn't cause Paola's death. In fact, just the opposite. I was there for her all the time and I looked after her so much. And I basically almost destroyed myself in doing so. That Paola appreciated everything I did for her. And it's some of the best things that I've done in my life. But I didn't cure her. I didn't stop the disease. I couldn't find anybody who could. And that will always be with me, that guilt. I survived cancer. Survivor's guilt. I saw so many people die. Why me? Why did I survive? All the things that happened next door with the person living next door and what they went through and everything. Could I have helped? Could I have changed things? I don't know. I couldn't have done that. But the guilt is not connected to the rationale. The rationale doesn't fix the guilt. And this is like a fuel source for depression, an ammunition for the depression. And then we've got the money. Oh my God, the money last year. Oh God, that caused so much guilt. Oh, fuck me, it really ruined me. trashed me. It's so, just towards something else. I just need to. We all know the valid reasons. We all know the valid situation that I was in. And we all know that as far as right's concerned, everything I've done is right. But how dare I have money to spend on the computers and the bits and pieces and everything around that? How dare I have that? I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to suffer. I'm supposed to die. I'm supposed to be gone. Why am I different? And it still hits me now because the ongoing fact is that when we worked out exactly how much stuff I had lost and I had to sacrifice and I had to sell at this beginning of moving in here and the hell that I went through, that it ended up, when I talked to people about it, I was feeling so guilty, and so you don't deserve to be sorted out, you don't deserve to have anything good happen. So I downgraded, and even when I went through it with the people and worked out exactly how much, they had to keep pointing out to me that no, that's worth more than that, that's worth more than that. What about this bit in here? Because I was self-sabotaging myself. And even now, I didn't spend all what I was supposed to. I didn't do it all. Because I still felt that I wasn't worth it, that I shouldn't have done this, I saw so many people in danger, so many people dealing with cost of living, and how could I do this? It's an ongoing fight. It was always going to be an ongoing fight. And the thing is, it comes back now. I've got to deal with the Pimax, and I thought it was all out of the way, and there's still a deficit. There's still a deficit. There's still an amount of money that I haven't spent, that should have been spent to replace things. It's only about, I'll say it's only about between £1,000 and £2,000 that I haven't spent on anything, that I haven't accessed or used to balance things out. And even talking about that amount of money bothers me. I've been officially diagnosed with, even the person I talked to at the review was saying how impressed she was actually with the coping strategies I'd managed to put together that were working for me. When I talk to mental health professionals, actual mental health professionals, they're all astounded that I'm still functioning, that I'm still here, that I'm still doing stuff, because you can't fake these people. These people know. These people know. And when they go through all the stuff that you're dealing with, then you start to realize. One of the things I've been doing with AI a lot is actually explaining to the AI all the things I've gone through in the last 2 years, and just that stuff without anything else. And even the AI, a medical based AI, an LLM trained specifically on mental health and thingy, is like, you start off with it and you tell it the first bit, and then it says, oh my God, you're dealing with this, all these kind of things. It explains and asks you how you're feeling and what effects it's had on it. They said, no, I've got to continue. Let me finish telling you with it. And you go through all the things that you've gone through and all the things you're facing and everything that you're dealing with alone and all the coping strategies that you're thinking. And even the AI was like, stunned was, I think, the best term to think of, that I'm still around. I wouldn't wish my brain and my situation on anyone. I'm always in a fight, and I win every single day. I win not just for myself, but for other people, because that's one of the core things that Paola taught me. This is not about me. This is about who I can help. This is about trying to be there, trying to make it so something good comes out of all of this. I could have so easily shut down, closed myself off. I could have said screw you to the world. But one of the driving forces, and this all comes from Paola and how she looked at the world. I mean, it's remembering the times that Paola would, even though her hands were in pain, even though she was going through hell, she would always have time to listen to friends. She would always have time to make something for someone in America or something, just to help them get through what they were dealing with. And then I see the people in Discord and on YouTube, and that all these people that I've affected, that I've my friends I've made, and I've made their life better. But depression never goes away. That's why I say it's always a constant fight, and that's why I always take it out of here onto here. This is why I will always vlog. This is why it doesn't matter what I'm talking about. It helps to just get it from here to out there. But I have to be so careful. I am always on a razor's edge, a tipping point. There's no fixing it. Masking my autism and that was very dangerous. trying to fit in was very dangerous, because it's such mentally exhausting. And then it's like it's like the unit that I'm the final part of the safe room. The only reason I can do that is because of the money that got sorted. Because of all of what went down, all of what I faced. I'm an anomaly. I mean, the shit that I've gone through and all the stuff that happened to do with, on top of everything that I was facing, the doxing, all the drugs and people next door and the things that went on to do with that, and how it all a person who wasn't dealing with all this other shit would be in hell with just a single of one of those events happening. There's a reason that people who deal with all this kind of things are mentally exhausted a lot of the time, because there's always a mental battle going on in their head. There's always layer after layer of coping strategy, of fighting that's going on, because it's invisible. And this is why stuff like the retro things are so important, because they give me a little bit of peace. This is why talking to all of you is so important. This is why the streaming is so important, and the support network, the Munchies, the Discord, and everything is so important. I talk about this kind of stuff that I face all the time, and I know it upsets people, but you need to know what the person who's got depression and guilt and all that has to face. It doesn't get fixed. It's just, there's always going to be bad shit. But I win. I win every day. Or at least it's a holding action. How do I know that? Because I'm still here. Yes, I falter sometimes. We all do. Nobody's perfect. And I have to always prepare for what's going on. I mean, I am keeping a running tally at the moment of what is going on and how much I've got back from all the bits and pieces that I've replaced. But one of the reasons I have to leave it sometimes is because I have to fight against every good thing I do for myself. Every time I buy myself a game, every time I get something for the computer room and everything, I have to fight that side of me that says you're not worth it, that you shouldn't be doing this, that you're wrong. I have to fight that side of me. And it's like when I went through the hassle of the amount of time I was spending with the panic attacks to do with I'm sorry, something distracting me on the camera. Can't help it. Happened. Just go back. I've got something here that I've just noticed. It's a 8 GB micro SD card, and I'm wondering what is this? Where's it from? Why is it on my desk? I got distracted by that. But yeah, we win. Every day is a win. Whether or not we move forward or we just hold our ground. It is okay to stumble. It is okay to have a bad day. It is okay to be exhausted. People don't understand just what you face and how close to the edge you are. When they see me having fun, when they see me on thingy, when they see me playing my games and I seem almost normal, which is the big paradox, which is the way that people say, oh, he's not ill and all this kind of thing. That's when it's working perfectly and wonderful. And I'm living in that moment. And when I pick up my controller for my original Xbox and I sit there and play a game from my past, and I remember where it was, what it was like to be in the other house and sitting down with Paola, laughing and joking and sharing a game together, that helps so much. But it's always tinged with a little bit of sadness, and it's also a balance and a razor's edge, because then if I aren't careful, it can easily flip into, but Paola's not here now. This is what you've lost. So I have to cross that line. And that's why having things from further back, from before me and Paola got together, is important. And why I'm so annoyed about the Spectrum 48K and makes me so frustrated is because these are things from when I was a child, from when I can remember back then, because my brain remembers these points and times so vividly, and so I can go back there by placing my hand on the keyboard, and this is why having an arcade machine is like the final thing, to have one that I will be able to stand in front of me and take hold of those controls. And I tell you what, when I put Space Invaders on that thing and I am just holding on to the controllers and playing Space Invaders, I will be back in that chip shop in Tenby on the campsite. In my little piece of heaven. So sometimes I have a bad day, sometimes I have a good day. Me talking about this isn't because this is a bad day. It's just certain times things come to the forefront in my brain, and instead of keeping them in here, they have to go out there. Will always be the same. I wish it was different. I wish one day my brain was say, hey, yeah, you're fine. You can go and do stuff now. You can leave the house. This is my safe area. This is my safe space. This is my place of actual calm within the storm. The dogs are happy. And I am happy. So don't feel bad for me, because there is a hell of a lot of people out there in worse positions than me. And together we get through this. And when I talk about my coping strategies and that, it's so that I want... Depression makes you feel alone. That's the first thing you've got to get over. That you've got to understand that it will try to isolate you. It will try to burn down your bridges. It will try to make it so you don't reach out for others. It will try to make you absolutely convinced that you are the only person in the world facing this right now, and that no one can help you. And that's the point when I say, look at me. Look at the shit I've dealt with. And I'm still here. And that matters. As I've always said to you all, the promise between me and you is this, that I don't have the ability to lie. I don't have the ability to say things that I don't absolutely believe are true. I'm not perfect. I will make mistakes. Everybody does. But when I tell you that I'm okay, that when I tell you that I'm fighting, when I tell you that I'm in an okay place, it means I am actually in an okay place. That even though I am facing all of this depression, all of these problems, all of the issues that come along with everything that I've got, I'm dealing with, that I am okay. And what, of course, my version of okay is like, for me, most people would be completely and totally fucked. But yeah, I'm okay. It will always be a fight, it will all be a struggle, but I am okay. I am here with all of you, and I'm okay. So, this is what it's about. Nobody has the perfect life. Mine definitely isn't. My life seems to be a warranty voiding event. No. Ooh. I'll see you all later. So bye bye.